Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Blaze casting presentation. I'm your host, Blaze Inferno, and we're bringing you a game from the Defense 2 between CLG and mTw. This is the second of a best of three. If you haven't seen the first game, then definitely want to check it out. It was a very exciting game. Went for quite a while and was very action-packed, a lot to it, so definitely want to check that out. I'll have an annotation up. You can click that if you want to, if you haven't checked it out. But now I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about what happened last game. Is pretty much CLG, despite not having a really hard carry per se, Invoker really went a carry-esque build with the MKB and just physical damage from his sheepstick, etc., and was able to put just a lot of hurt out on the enemy team. Along with that, they just had really coordinated team fights, really great mobility, and they just controlled the map extremely well, shutting down the carry potential's farm. Cinderin not able to really get off the ground with any major items other than BKB, and that really, when it came down to it, the fights were just in the favor of CLG, and they put a lot of pressure out. So really well played, amazing farm by Pycat, etc., and also the stand-in Mitch, who is here once more. He was playing the Night Stalker last game, and he did supremely well in the gank aspect of that. So both teams played very well, but definitely really solid play by the entire CLG squad. They are playing with one less stand-in here. They got Aki back in the game, so he'll be able to play for them, obviously, instead of the Nikwa Sand King player who was filling in for their last game. But now we are moving into Game 2 of the best of three. That could either move them forward to go to Game 3, or it could be decisive factor of if CLG can take this matchup here. But jumping into the game, full strength for mTw once more, so no problem there. Again, this is the Swedish Counterlogic Gaming team and the European mTw, so they got a couple French individuals and across all of Europe, really. Anyways, as far as jumping into the draft, we're looking at Lycan and Tinker getting banned out pretty quick. They know they want they don't want to deal with that backdoor mobility, that pressure that they could have in all kinds of directions, and that's just kind of one thing they want to take off the board. The Lycan did get banned out. Last game, I'm not sure if mTw did that, but Tinker definitely got banned out by CLG. They just know that they don't want to have to deal with that, whoever decides to pick it up, if it's Funzy or Sind or whoever, really. But overall, Invoker, Lishrak, and Darkseer getting banned out, who is the most frustrating hero to play against Dota, and why the Darkseer, Cinder, and making sure that's taken off the board. Personal thing there, but a lot of people know he's very strong, and Nature Prophet going to be the last ban, but Broodmother actually gets picked off, so possibly looking at like a Sand King pickup to disrupt that, very common there, or an Earthshaker or a Tide. Also, really good pickups there, but in general, they might save that for later, since, like I said, there are at least 3 options, if not more, to shut her down. Venomancer with Sentry Wars can also be pretty good, since she does move very fast and is reliant on that movement speed. But one way or another, whether or not that disrupts CLG's picks remains to be seen. Obviously, they had something in mind before this Broodmother pickup with these next 2 picks, since there's so many high-tier heroes left on the board. So the question is whether or not they want to build their team, or just start counterpicking like crazy against this Brood. And that's kind of where they have to emphasize where their style is going to go. If they're going to want to shut down this Brood as best as possible, or if they're going to want to throw their picks in towards building their lineup into a solid, their favorite style of just huge mid-game pressure gank team fight overall. So we saw that last game. It was very high pressure. That's why the Invoker got banned out, and he was just something. Actually, I think Invoker and Lesh actually made it to CLG's team, which was not good at all. But Chen and Sand King going to be picked up. Overall, great picks. The Sand King against the Broodmother, exactly what they need. Chen going to be, doing the whole jungle thing, and that's going to be really nice back and forth with the fact that Chen gives a lot of lane control as far as being able to gank. He can just, mobilize a good creep or 2, same as Enchantress, and they can go and gank the lanes. And then pressure towers with a very stable push with high HP, neutrals, that kind of thing, while Sand King holds the lane against Broodmother. So that'll be nice there. But the Enchantress does get counterpicked. She was not banned out. They did first pick their Chen, or, well, second pick, I suppose. But Enchantress was not banned out, so the mTw immediately answering with an Enchantress pick. Now, I always hope this, and when I see these 2 heroes in the same game, is that they'll kind of go up against one another, that one of them will counter jungle, kind of go in the aggressive tri-lane, and that Enchantress will just start stealing Chen's creeps, or vice versa, and just kind of play Havoc with the other one, because you have to be really quick on your hotkeys and your bindings there in order to make sure that you have complete control over what you just took from the other player, and that can be very decisive as far as positioning and control. But Rubik and Queen of Pain are going to be the last ones banned out, and Rubik, just, you saw Kabap play him amazingly well last game. He'll probably be the one picking him up again today. Well, I guess it's probably the same day as far as the tournament goes, but I'm doing it one day later. And jumping into just the follow-up game here. But Queen of Pain going to be very solid mid there. Last game was controlled by last game mid was controlled by the Night Stalker, so that was the stand-in. I don't know if he's a quad player or not, but you could see a couple different players on the Queen of Pain. Either Aki or Lacoste could be pretty good with it, but I think Aki or Lacoste will either be picking up the Chen. And then we still have yet to see a Pycat hero, really. That Morphling is still on the board. Not sure if he's going to get banned out, but there's a couple other really good heroes that he just likes to jump in on. No Invoker for them this time, but overall he just has that potential to just farm like mad and plays really close to chest with that. Really fun to see. But Rubik can cause wreak a little bit of havoc against like the Queen of Pain with that Sonic Wave, Sonic Blast that he can steal, and that can be very devastating going across. Same with he was playing last game against the Sand King, stealing those Burrow Strikes, stealing everything like that, and he played that extremely well on the same hand. So as far as laning and stuff like that goes, probably going to see Funzy suiciding with Broodmother. Either probably F-King Mad on the Enchantress and Kabap on the Rubik would be my guess. As far as laning, they could do like a pseudo tri-lane bottom with Enchantress, they could do a pseudo-aggressive tri-lane and have the Broodmother farm top and the Enchantress and Rubik go towards the bottom lane and, invade their jungle. Or they could be looking at covering the top lane and just kind of doing their standard thing and switching those around. But Tidehunter is going to be the next pickup for that, and that's really nice for just AoE ultimate potential. Adds a lot to it. Good disable against the Quap. Things along those lines, can do a lot of painful bursts there. And he can support really well early, and if he can get some items, can do a lot later in the game as well. Very durable. Overall, the bans kind of skimmed over those a little bit, but Night Stalker and Benno being taken off. Obviously, the Night Stalker being a great counter pick to the Quap. They didn't want to have to worry about that. And then Panda and Templar Assassin. Templar just being a very powerful carry that Pycat might have been looking at picking up. And so that's out. And then, yeah, so that's going to be off the board there. They're looking at their next pick, and it's actually going to be Windrunner there. So they do have that. Their suicide laner. There's probably going to be a 3-1-1 setup on both sides. Where the Chen and the Enchantress go is going to be the real question. If they're going to do kind of tri-lane versus tri-lane, pseudo, or what specifically. I guess you could say it's a 2.5-1-1 setup. I don't know really the technical on it. But Naga Siren, ooh, a nice pickup for mTw. I love that. With the Tidehunter, it's a great hero for like Socks to pick up as far as carrying goes. But he can still do a lot of powerful, disable and set up his team to do a really, really painful thing. Let's say, theoretically, that the Rubik just stole a Sand King's Epicenter, holds on to it for a couple minutes, and they go for their team fight. Naga Siren goes in, does her song, keeps everybody disabled, sets up a Tidehunter to walk in, be in perfect positioning to pop off a Ravage along with an Epicenter. And if Fade Bolt and Anchor Smash and all that along with it, it can just be so devastating of a combo that if they can get that off and pull it off with a good Naga Siren, that's going to be a really, really powerful team fight for their team specifically. And CLG, Pycat going to be going on that Morphling. Is pretty much his iconic hero that I've seen. He plays him all the time and does so well with them. One thing I will note with Morphling is that you do give Rubik the opportunity to spell steal that Morph. He can just permanently change all of his agility out to strength. And from that point on, it's like, okay, he has slow attack speed, and he might need to get an armor item, but his health is through the roof. And that's just generally really potent for him. Other than that, I mean, Waveform's nice to steal, but it's not the biggest steal in the world. But Kabap is a nice Rubik player, so he can take advantage of that. However, yeah, the lanes are pretty well defined at this point, I would say. If they're going for a safe tri-lane on both sides, I would predict the lanes as being Windrunner going top, and looking at Quap going mid, Chen going jungle with Sand King and Morphling on the bottom, Sand King kind of roaming a little bit. Then you'd be looking at Okay, so Cinderen's actually picking up the Tidehunter. Interesting. Did not think that was going to be the case, but he's actually going a supportive build or a fast bottle build. One of the two. Yeah, I guess he might be looking at a quick bottle. And would that mean he'd be going mid? I suppose that might be it. Yeah, they're all grouping up now at the top just to kind of keep control of the warding situation. He's got squiddles going on. Pretty awesome little cosmetic guy there. He drags across the battlefield. But yeah, overall, I think Cinderen's going to be going mid as Tide going for a quick bottle. Sock's going to be farming up top lane, going for Nikila. Kabab supporting him with F King Mad, jungling. And that'll be some fun play there. They know that they're going to be going up against Lacoste on the Windrunner. All the stand-in did actually pick up the Queen of Pain. So Pycat's going to be safely farming. Oh wait, actually, yeah, there's Funzy. So Miracle's going to be covering him. He's got no sentries at the moment, unfortunately. But overall, they're just going to be going up against this Funzy, who's going for a quick Soul Ring. Has a Ring of Protection if he wants to go for either Tranquils or for the Basilius. One way or another. Basilius is amazing for pushing, but either way, he doesn't need it if he doesn't want it. But he did pick up that ROP. And we'll be seeing what they do with that a couple seconds before the rune spawns. It's going to be top lane invisibility. And Lacoste is going to try to deny that, and nope, Rubik did pick it up, so he is invisible. But he's got his Fade Bolt first, that's what he did last time, and worked out pretty well for him in that 5v5 First Blood deal. Bouncing around. But anyways, yeah, Funzy going to try to get his Soul Ring as fast as possible. Going to be his key thing there. And everybody else just kind of cover their lanes, do the standard thing, and get their carries as much farm as possible. As far as the late game, it's really tough to say who's got it. I mean, I'd say the most scaling carry in the game is definitely going to be Morphling overall once he gets decked out with items. But overall, that, like I said, that Siren Tide combo with a Rubik potential, with like a Queen of Pain ulti or Sand King ulti, can be just so devastating. But right now, they're rotating with a smoke already. Picked up this, they saw, hey, we got a Centaur, we've got a Burrow Strike, we're going to screw some things up. So they knew that the Broodmother saw the Sand King on bottom lane, and they're like, okay, he's covered, don't worry about it, Sand King on bottom. But now they're going to be doing a transition. This is exactly what I want to see. Enchantress versus Chen, doing some disruption activities, actually transitioning to the middle lane. Cinderen, oh my gosh, oh, he's slowed right now, Burrow Strike, and going to see who gets the last hit. It's going to be Queen of Pain, no miss. First blood for Queen of Pain, easy. They didn't even need to send that many over. They didn't need a Centaur, they didn't need Aki, but they got it. And it just so happened that Mitch had already harassed down the Cinderen, who's just playing so aggressively trying to get that bottle out. But unfortunately, given that first blood, losing 60 gold is not going to put him that much closer towards it. And the long walk of shame back to the lane. So, yeah, Funzy's doing pretty good. He's going to be maxing his webs pretty quickly along with his Spiderlings, trying to keep up his sustained lane regeneration. But also, he's got a nice web positioning in the sense that he's covering. Can I draw on the map? No, I can't. I don't know if they've patched that or what specifically, but I'm not able to draw on the map right now, which is frustrating. But overall, he does have some good detection of what's going on in this direction. As far as they don't have any sentry wards that I'm seeing, so they're not going to be able to do too much against Funzy right now. But Pycat's just going to take that time period, build up his last hits. He saw his mad last hitting skills last time. Now he's up to 11 and 5, and pretty much neck and neck with the Naga Siren up top lane, who's going to be trying to farm a quick Diffusal Blade, Aquila, that kind of thing. Depends on what kind of boots he wants to go. Socks could go the Arcane or the Treads, both of those being very effective on that hero. But we had a lot of back and forth between Cinderen, who does not, his level 3, he's maxing out his Anchor Smash, because that's generally what solo Tides prefer to do. Scales really well. But he did finally get his bottle. The one thing is he doesn't have Kraken Shield, so he's not going to be able to take that Shadow Strike off of him, and it's just going to be, I mean, it's tapering slow, so it's not that big a deal. But overall, the fact that the Mitch already has his bottle, already has the rune, and is controlling this well is not a good sign for Cinderen. But unfortunately, I didn't catch on bottom lane. I did not, like I said, I did not think that Brood would be killable at this point in time. But they did pick up a sentry ward on Aki, so they knew that he was messing around with his Spiderlings over in these neutrals. Chen not having any of that, and knocking him down real quick with a rank 2 Burrow Strike. Chen did get the kill on that. I don't think I'll check KDA real quick, but it does not look like Pycat got any assists. 0-0-0. So overall, I would say, yeah, Queen of Pain was controlling this middle lane quite effectively, but now the Enchantress picking up this Wildkin Tornado being so destructive, just amazing harass damage, and pretty much going to push Mitch off the lane, except he does have the haste rune, so he can kind of go where he wants, just doing some harass pressure. Only has rank 1 Scream, so not very mana efficient, but not that big a deal. Satyr trying to do some harass too. Does get the orb on him. But now a lot of push action going on bottom lane. Miracle just has the ability of that Burrow Strike to be very scary. The webs are available once he does try to put them up, but right now no summons covering up the lane, but he does get that stun off on him to wait for him out, and the sentry did go up with a couple more auto attacks, and Chen gets another kill on Brood. Really nice play there, and that's just the pressure of it. They couldn't really stay on the tower for too long because of the fact that overall they didn't have the creeps, they didn't have any summons, but they didn't need it. They just needed to pressure it. And the exact same thing happening on top lane. F-King Mad with the Wildkin Aura for armor, and just a lot of pressure there. Basilius is off. It should be on in order to push this tower. That's just a little tiny mistake, but not a big deal. But overall, they're doing a lot of damage to this tower, cleaning up this creep wave, and they're going to actually be able to take this down. Fortify's already down, so right now, leading on kills is CLG doing really well, but mTw about to answer back with a tier 1 tower kill. Last hit going to the Naga Siren, awesome. So it's going to burst her GP, gold up quite considerably, up to 1500 now, with boots. So that's going to be exactly what she needs to get up and rolling. DD on Queen of Pain, not level 6 yet. Standard build, rank 2 Shadow Strike, building into maxing Scream after the fact. Double damage, trying to get a couple auto attacks in. Miracle coming with the Burrow Strike, and with just a little bit, doesn't even need to cast those spells, just a couple autos would have worked, but wanted to make sure they covered it. And easy kill on Synderen, not having a good time. Not that much effective ward coverage. The Dire does not have anything as far as wards go from the bottom lane, and that's where all the action is coming from. So that's unfortunate for Sin at this point. He's not getting the farm and the everything that he really prefers to have, and CLG playing against his weakness very effectively. A little bit of harass onto Funzy, but he has mobility with that web, and he's not too worried about it. However, his Soul Ring, bought the recipe, very delayed, hasn't been able to get anything from the shop. 25 gold away from it, might just have to buy it from his main base and quarry it up. But overall, they did take the pressure on this lane here with a tier 1 down. Lacoste is kind of trying to hold it. His CS not doing too hot, 5 and 0, but his level is only level 3, so that's his biggest issue, I would say. Funzy already has level 5, so he's doing pretty well, and now we have 3 grouping up. They're going aggressively, but they didn't realize that 2 other people hiding behind the trees, coming in doing a lot of damage. Miracle dropping down. Pycat getting sent back to base. He should be fine with that strength morph. A couple auto attacks even. But now they're looking for Aki. And if they can just get a slow on him, 13 seconds he's trying to TP out. They just need to burst him down really hard. They don't have any. He doesn't have mana for the Spiderlings, and Chen's gonna get out too. So nice play by Aki, saving Pycat, saving himself. Miracle, unfortunately for their aggression, wasn't able to do it, but they did get a tower kill, and Pycat did get the last hit on that. So they were forced. Once they were at that low, they were kind of forced to pressure it. Sox getting pressured by hasted Queen of Pain, but with that ultimate, he shouldn't have any issues with getting out of there. Yeah, just walking right by, and he's gone. And that's just the power of Naga Siren's ultimate. She's relatively recently ported hero, but that Song of Sovereign, a massive radius as you can see, and it just does so much for her as far as a major escape mechanism. Long cooldown though starting off, but it's after she gets past level 11 and 16, gets considerably shorter. Now, I guess Tread's gone from Enchantress, getting a little bit more attack damage and mana, I suppose. And then, yeah, nothing too big a deal otherwise. Pycat just kind of trying to farm up, but Funzy finally has a Soul Ring, is taking advantage of it. Spiderlings everywhere, and Pycat actually dropping down pretty considerably. So now he's going to use his bottle a couple times. Actually, he's going to agility, yeah. That's just the strength of Morphling as far as he's able to morph down his maximum health so that the bottle is overall more effective mathematically. And that's going to benefit him quite considerably. However, action coming in from Quebec, looking for this Windrunner. She has rank 1 Windrun and phase boots, so she's very mobile. But if they were able to, oh, nice telekinesis coming out, then everything just dropping down on her, ensnared, and now they have TP coming in from Sand King trying to save her, but she just needs one more auto attack on her from the illusions, and that's going to drop her down. Now Miracle trying to get some damage on her. If she doesn't have her ultimate available, so she's just going to have to fight it, and she just dropped down from the midst, transitioning from the middle lane. Synderen now finally getting some action, getting the magic wand and the boots of speed, and he really needs to cover these rooms up better, but F-King Mad just going to take it. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. They should just, I mean, obviously Quap can blink really quickly, but she has relatively low mana. He should have gone for that rune, and that would have refilled his bottle completely as well. So, overall, I mean, obviously denying Queen of Pain runes is important, but Synderen getting them is equally important in my mind. Otherwise, your bottle crowing quite considerably. And speaking of the crow, Tread's going out for, I believe, Enchantress. and Sox just trying to farm up. Got his arcane boots, so he has a lot of spam with his abilities. He can pretty much do a free Riptide every 45 seconds, and that's always beneficial for him. As far as no action between the tug of war, tug of neutral war between Chen and Enchantress. Unfortunately, they're kind of doing their own thing and covering it up. Rank 3 enchant on Enchantress, and just kind of taking advantage of the fact that they get their own jungles and can utilize that effectively. Bunzi drops it on a web. As far as detection goes, he's just carrying the one sentry around. He can't just kind of throw that down on every web. He needs to be kind of very precise about where he applies that. But Funzi's just kind of shutting down his jungling potential with the fact that these spiderlings are everywhere, and these centaurs, although very tanky, are not very fast, and so these spiderlings can kind of keep up on them and do a lot of unnecessary damage to them if he so chooses. Sorry, I missed a kill on top lane. Naga Siren just a little bit overextended. Does have her ultimate available and just didn't pop it in time, but Lacoste possibly getting a good shackle off, and Mitch just coming in for the good gank there. So very good mobility from Mitch. Obviously he's a standing player. Okay, got an ulti from Synderen, got an ulti from the epicenter. Did he steal it? No, he doesn't have level 6, but overall just a lot of burst damage. Sand King getting caught out of there and gonna drop down as well. 6-3. All 4 kills on Queen of Pain, holy crap, and 2 for the Chen. But overall, yeah, now they have the opportunity easily to push this tower. Funzi having another spiderling coming up in just a little bit. Kebab taking a couple hits, but wow, this tower just wants to hit heroes. Not generally prioritizing that, but happens to be doing so at this point in time. Funzi covering up the incoming creep wave, and they're going to take down this tower pretty easily. And Broodmother gets the last hit on that. Some pressure going in on Sox, going for the top lane there. Like I said, he has his ultimate available once more. Going for a little bit of aggression with the fact that he has that mana, those arcane boots. But overall, that's just not going to be enough to force Lacoste off the lane just yet. Mitch porting in from... Okay, I guess he canceled the TP when Sox fell back, covering up that lane. But he's just being so mobile right now. 4 kills, perfectly fine for him at 11 minutes in. And with no deaths whatsoever, he's getting a lot of experience out of that, and he's helping out his team very considerably. Now some action going in. F King Mad needs to watch himself. The Shadow Strike is quite a bit, but overall, Pycat now going on Kebab. He uses waveform already, and now Mid's just jumping in and getting his mega kill up. So nice play there. But yeah. So Kebab not having the best of time, not level 6 yet, really wants it. If he had level 6, he could have stolen the waveform or something, but Funzi getting caught out, Burrow Strike, just everything from the Queen of Pain trying to scream him down. No detection right now. They used their last bit earlier, and if the Sentry Ward is here, they did have detection on him previously, but it only extends to about here. They're just trying to catch him out of the web, and right now it's not going to happen. They should be couriering up some detection right now, but Stumpy trying as best he can. Don't have the cooldown for his haste for some reason, but anyways, they're trying to pull him out. They do have burrow strikes, they do have everything available, but now Fonzie in a bad spot, and he's going to get knocked down real quick. Nothing he can do about that. Chen gets another kill. It seems like every time Broodmother drops, Broodmother died 3 times, and all 3 times Aki's taking that kill. Fun stuff there, but Todd does get DD and has his arcanes up, so he's going to be looking for maybe a pipe, maybe a blink dagger. As far as what you're up against, I would definitely say pipe is the best choice. Specifically, that will give room for F King Mad to pick up the mech, but actually Lacoste just trying to get out of there with the wind run with that TP scroll. Oh, nice. Courier actually has to watch that. But yeah, with that wind run and TP, there's really nothing they can do about it once Kebab has already used his telekinesis. They do have Buckler on F King Mad, so yeah, he's going to be focusing on the mech, playing supportively there. And that means pipe will probably go to the Tide. They definitely need it with the fact they're up against Waveform, Epicenter, Burrow Strikes, and the Queen of Pains. Every one of her skills can be very, very devastating in magic damage, so they're going to be looking for pipe on Synderen, definitely. Wow, quick burst onto F King Mad. Right before Sox was able to ultimate, tried to stop that stop anything from happening there. Tried to prevent Mitch from bursting down the Enchantress with his ultimate, but overall, Mitch just giving them no second to think. Blinks in, split second, drops down the Enchantress, and that's all they needed. So free kill for them, 9-3 now. CLG haven't taken the advantage in this game once more. You can see in the gold graph, just over 2k. Not that big of a lead, still pretty close, but overall, it's definitely considerable. It's definitely moving in their direction. And with the scalable Pycat farming away, let's check his CS. He's looking at 92 creep kills. Just very happy. Going for that Ethereal Blade build. Loves that build. Manta Style's his other option of choice if there's no very vulnerable squishies, but just that Ethereal Blade with a very glass cannon set up with his agility can be extremely destructive. Sox looking for an entangle. Does he have? He has only rank 1 ensnare, so it's a 2-second duration rather than the 5, but that gives him the opportunity to do so much more damage with these mirror images and riptides once his team helps disable them, and that's kind of, he's making sure he's building for the damage output more so than anything else, which means he should be looking at his, he's looking at Vanguard first. He knows he's very vulnerable with the fact that he doesn't have a rank 2 ultimate. And overall, that means that he is going to be looking for some survivability before he goes for that defusal. Meanwhile, Pycat looking, yeah, like I said, looking for that Ethereal Blade, looking for the shotgun build on the Morphling where he can just pop, do immense amount of magic damage in a huge burst, and just gib any of the supports real quick. Can take out a Chen. Sorry, that's his teammate. Oh, Miracle coming in with the Epicenter and a Burrow Strike. No blink, but just goes right on top of Cinder and doesn't get the Ravage off, though, and he's going to drop down from the power shot. Kebab stealing the Burrow Strike, going right back at it, but he's too low. Sox trying to get out, but he is just going to get knocked out. Pycat, Morphling, waveforming in. Nice TP by him. Very good awareness of the exact timing when he needs to drop in. And Enchantress getting chased down with that Queen of Pain, just so mobile. Able to blink on top of him and keep it up. They didn't even need the Sonic Wave to win that team fight. 4 for 1. And honestly, it was just mTw's mistake to try to push that tower down to 8 HP. Oh, so close. But that's going to get denied as soon as they start pressuring it. Unless they kind of, smoke up to it. Don't throw one auto attack out. But one way or another, backdoor protection. But yeah, it was not a good fight for them overall. They got pretty well slaughtered, even without the Sonic Wave. The Sand King Miracle pulling off one of his iconic, just amazing initiation ultimates and putting in, even without the Blink Dagger, he just shows that with the right positioning behind the trees there, you can easily get a very powerful epicenter. Only rank 1, but it just did so much damage. Unfortunately, Sidderin did get Kraken Shield, so he was able to get his Ravage off, but even so, that only cost him the life of Miracle specifically, and no more. And that's exactly what they want. They don't want even trades in this situation. They just want to keep their domination, keep their snowball pressure up, and that's going to be exactly what they're doing. And Miracle farming up a little bit with Caustic Finale available. Pycat looking, he's going to bottle up this Haste Rune, probably waveform down, because that's how impatient he is. No, I'm kidding. But Funzy, actually not doing too hot. He needs to get, against all this magic burst damage and stun, disable, he really needs to be looking at a BKB as fast as possible. But all he's got right now is his Basilius and Soul Ring, and he's well off, about 2,200 away from that BKB. Not what he wants to see right at this point in the game. So, yeah, Mech will come up on F-King Madden. That will help considerably, but really Tide needs to be looking at that Hood, at that. Okay, actually, LT pop by Sox setting up the Ravage, but no Ravage available, 20 seconds, so it's just going to be a lot of burst damage on Mitch as everybody comes in. They just need to drop him down a little bit more. Ulti coming out, but nobody's going to drop from that. Nature's Attendance out, and they just need a little bit of burst. Kebab's got that in his pocket. Fade bolting out and finish off that Queen of Pain. So that ends his streak. Finally killing. He's 7-1, so that gave him 510 gold, which is considerable for whatever he wants to pick up. If he's going to go for the drum, that's kind of a bracer build right there, but we will see. Action going on in the middle lane is just they're kind of putting out that pressure. Chen and Enchantress about the equal as far as potential to get that. She has the mech recipe as soon as she wants to buy it, and he only needs 600 more. Now they got the smoke coming up, a lot of summons along with it. What they're going to be ganking, I guess, on Funzy. What detection do they have is a question. They have 1 sentry on the Sand King, and that's all they're going to have. That's probably all they're going to need, because they do have that smoke. And with that rank 4 Burrow, they just need to know that he's still here. As soon as they see him come out, yeah, now they're going to go on him. Waveform. Now they know he's in that spot specifically, and they're going to go on him. Needs to find a spot to drop that sentry. Now he has it. Burrow Strike coming in, and just quick burst. And even Epi, just to make sure of it, but they want to take the carry kills are so important. I don't blame him whatsoever. And the fact that it's not that big of a cooldown. It gets less and less as it goes along. But overall, Morphling, Pycat picking up that kill with that last waveform, and that'll put him at his E-Blade, exactly where he wants to be. Pressure is his middle name right now, as he can just burst down any support he wants to at a moment's notice. Should be buying that from Roshan. Yeah, there's a little corner here. You can purchase stuff from the secret shop. Kind of a safe way to do it, and that's what he opts for. So F-King Mad did finish his mech. Chen should be on his way in no time at all. Meanwhile, yeah, mTw in a bad spot. You're looking at 14-5, and their carry just finished off his 18-minute Ethereal Blade. You can just watch right here. Nah, it's like a shark. You're watching Jaws here. Nah. Ah, he has the Queen of Pain blink. He stole the Queen of Pain blink. If he didn't, he would be toast right now. Pycat didn't pop his Adaptive Strike because he wanted to make sure he had nano for Waveform, but the Waveform did not go thugh. So right now, all he's doing is just putting up a Replicant, getting himself mobility, TPing back, getting himself full mana, bottling up, getting his Agi at the exact level he wants, and then he could jump right back into this Chen Replicant. But now, actually, they're trying to push on this top, but it did get fortified, only half health, and if they don't get out of dodge quickly, they're going to be in a very bad situation. Long-range blink available for Kebab, and he can do a telekinesis into an ensnare pretty easily. She is now finished up with her Riptide and her illusion skilling, so she is going to be ranking up ensnare at this point in time. And yeah, really what they need for mTw needs to stay in this game right now is those big powerhouse AoE initiations. Rubik needs to be picking up a good AoE ultimate, and they just need to really do the combo of the Song of the Siren combined with the Ravage. That's exactly what they need to set up, or they're not going to be able to stick to it, because Pycat, his mobility, his power to just bring the pain. Yeah. Ty did pick up a blink. He actually Cinderin, just going for that initiation. I honestly, obviously it's a pro player. He probably knows a little bit better than I do for this specific situation. I love Cinderin as a caster, and overall I think he's a great player, but I disagree with this choice in the Blink Dagger. They have the Song of the Siren. It's a massive initiation to set him up, and they need that pipe. If they don't have a pipe, the magic damage from Pycat, from the Sand King, from the Queen of Pain, even the Power Shot, they need a pipe. Plain and simple. It's a perfect item for their predicament. And the fact that he just put over 2,000 gold into a Blink Dagger that won't actually give him that much more initiation per se is not the best choice in my mind. Obviously, he has something else in mind for it, but overall, if he was working that money towards pipe, I think it might be a little bit more productive. But Pycat trying to look for on the hunt. Now, Cinderin is pretty much the beefiest hero in here, and he's probably the only one that can survive against this. F-King Mad, on the other hand, is not so lucky. He does pop his heal, and he might be able to survive with that Troll Warlord. He does get a couple heal ticks, and he will be in a better situation. No Replicant available, so he's just going to have to morph. 2 seconds left, and then he's going to waveform out, and Aki's just going to keep him alive, and he's back to base. So Telekinesis did hold him, so he couldn't waveform. Perfect timing on that. However, just that durability from the strength gain morph combined with the Holy Persuasion from Chen to send him back and keep him safe. Overall, Pycat pulling off his 145 farm. F-King Mad getting hit with Burrow Strike. Oh my gosh! I didn't realize he created a Replicant, but Pycat right back in the action, doing so much pain. Miracle starting off with a Blink Dagger, Burrow Strike, and Pycat following it up. Replicated back up to this location here, possibly on Chen or something like that. But yeah, pretty much when he got, I didn't realize, but when he got pulled back by the Holy Persuasion, he used his last second to pop a Replicate on somebody. That allowed him to heal back up and be immediately back in the action. And then he jumped in with that Blink Burrow and that nice ward placement, specifically by the Radiant, and Pycat was able to do his Ethereal Blade and Waveform combo to just bring the pain. And there's an illusion getting knocked off real quick. Now probably maybe looking at a ward placement here, covering that up and keeping that mobility there. Observer from Kebab, and they're going to be looking at this tier 2 tower, see what they can pressure there. Roshan has not been touched, has not been pressured at all, which is surprising considering Funzy can tank that up considerably with those little Spiderlings. However, and the Gush can do a lot as far as reducing armor. But overall, they're just kind of focusing on the heroes, mTw trying to stay in this game, and until they win a team fight, they won't have that window. Overall, is F-King Mad actually looking for the pipe? He does have the cloak, I guess. That'd be the best bet. But putting pipe and mech on the same hero, not my favorite style. Actually, final counter, like I said, oh shoot. Pycat just has that potential. I can't keep up with it because his burst, it's literally, you pop up, you're dead in 1 second. So he just tied Cinderin out just a little bit too aggressively. They did some damage to him to stop the Blink Dagger, maybe got a shackle, and Pycat did the rest. So they have 4 heroes up here, actually Miracle in a really, really fun and aggressive position. It's very, very deep in the jungle. No way for them to know about this. And if they do try to defend this tower, he can jump in. And he can cause a lot of problems. It's actually even outranging Song of the Siren right now, so he could even do it during the song and just put out a lot of damage right back in that direction. But like I said, yeah, there was going to be a lot of ward action up here. Kebab knew that. He put his Observer, he put his Sentry, and was able to counter ward the Radiant. So they do not have this coverage, and they're kind of concerned about what is in this specific area here. But now, Sox, a little bit too far out, does not have his Vanguard. He's going for Heart. Oh my gosh, there comes a Miracle coming in. Damage on Kebab, about half. But now the Burrow Strike stolen on Kebab. Song of the Siren goes out on Sox. He's going to have to TP out about 3 seconds, or he's going to try to survive, but Pycat has so much damage, he really needs to watch himself. Enchantress killing Sand King in the southern area. Yeah, Miracle just getting caught out by F-King Mad, and him keeping the impetus on it will bring him down. So a little bit of distraction there. Just keep on with the creeps, but push action going on from Mitch specifically. He wasn't in that last team fight, decided to pressure the towers instead, but now he has a lot of action going on from the Funzi. However, his Blink's pretty short cooldown, and he'll be able to do it right now. And so it looks like Windrunner might be looking for a pipe. Specifically, that'll stop the Ravage combo and whatever comes out of Rubik. Specifically, he's only still the Burrow Strike in that last encounter. With that Blink Dagger, pretty much it's much harder for Rubik to get his hands on that Epicenter. And he's probably just going to be looking for that Sonic Wave as best he can. But overall, Sox cannot illusion the Roshan, but they can stack their negative armor with Riptide, with Gush, Ensnare to take off the Linked Sphere aspect of it, and they're able to reduce his armor considerably. However, Morphling, Pycat, double damage, Pain Train coming through, and there's just little anybody can do about that. He's just kind of, it's like, okay, you want to do a couple of hits on Roshan, I'm going to kill your support, and then I'm going to be looking at killing you guys too as soon as you guys show your faces. So honestly, they're playing very well on instinct in my mind. The fact that they don't have much ward coverage right now. I mean, I guess they did have, yeah, no, they have the top ward here, and that's literally it. So I think they're playing very well as far as their positioning goes. But action on Kebab, he Burrow Strikes out. Miracle getting Persuasion back, gets healed up by Chen and gets out just barely. Sandstorming even to disjoint some autos. But yeah, no, Chen keeps him alive. Very well played by Aki. Using the Hand of God and Holy Persuasion, just buying him enough time to get out of dodge there. Sox trying to fire him up, trying to get that heart out, making his mirror images extremely durable, extremely tanky. But now Lacoste has to fall back from the Cinder importing in. Does have his rank 2 Ravage available, and that can be something that could change the next fight. But overall, they're really just in a hard spot right here with Morphling. He really has a lot of burst magic damage right now, and that'll give him the farm and gold, easy kills that'll enable him to go for some very powerful physical damage. So he could be looking at, I don't know, like a Manta Style would be a great pickup. It gives him a lot of agility, which will scale with his Ethereal Blade initiation, and then he'll be able to follow up with a powerhouse of damage with the illusions. And I'm trying to remember if Manta Style activating it dispels the debuff of Ethereal Blade that doesn't allow you to attack. I would say yeah, but I can't say for sure, but I'm assuming it would. Haven't gotten Ethereal Blade in Morphling in a long time. But anyways, a lot of action trying to stop this Roshan attempt. They did have the web coverage here, so they have the Spider Links too, scouting it out, seeing what's going on. Now Sock's going to be looking for a Song of Siren, but Pycat picking off the Brood really quickly with a nice Sentry Ward placement. Aki has to watch himself, cannot hold his Persuasion himself, gets force-staffed onto the cliff, so he's safe, but he has no way of getting out of there. Ulti coming out from Queen of Pain, and only Shadow Strike is stolen. So he's covering up his spells really well, making sure Kebab can't take anything out. But the song about to end, Ravage coming out, Miracle dropping down, and now just tons of bursts coming out. Pycat now has to watch himself, trying to waveform out with Strength Morph, but he does even pick up an Adaptive Strike onto Kebab, and he's going to be perfectly fine. Look at that health coming back in, but the nice Shackle coming across from Lacoste, dropping down on Cinder and very low. He needs a little bit more, and he's going to get dropped down. Ethereal Blade coming out from the Morphling, and that's going to drop him off. Now Mitch doesn't want to end it there with the Shadow Strike. He's able to keep this Enchantress down. She has no heal, and with the power shot, going to finish off that. And Morphling actually steals that last kill too. Awesome waveform, and with that Adaptive Strike pops him off too. If they want to look for Roshan, they might be able to with a couple of Chen creeps, but they do not have much as far as auto attack damage. A lot of strength morphed, only 32 base agility for the Morphling. So he is not as, but he's changing that right now, and they're actually going to be putting a lot more damage pressure as it goes along. He's going to sit high at 1200 HP, happy with that, but his auto attack is a little bit better, balanced out to almost half and half, strength and agi. But yeah, he's going to bring him down, and Pycat with that Aegis is going to be so painful, selling his TP scroll at the secret shop. And they're going to get out of there with that Aegis. Very happy about that. Oh, wow, it's just the amount of pressure coming out from CLG. I don't know if mTw can do much to come back from this. I mean, the Heart is a nice pickup on the Naga Siren, but overall, still a lot to deal with this Pycat. Farm, and he's in a great place right now with 173 and 9 kills. No deaths whatsoever, just 9 kills, 173 assists, and that's just, or, 173 assists, sorry, 173 CS, creep kills, and, yeah, overall. But the Chen just showing his, Aki just showing really how he plays that Chen, the fact that he's been Holy Persuasion morphling over and over out of really bad situations and keeping him up has been really important. Finally, this tier 1 tower might be dropping out, but they do have the Fortify. They're going to be looking for a Deny. A couple of TPs in, and Kebab now has a blink out with the Queen of Pain blink. In an interesting position, Pycat hunting him down, trying to anyways. He's TPing out. He has a perfect positioning. Blinks out to nowhere near a danger zone and is able to TP out. Mantle Style finished up for Morphling. With this much agility morphed, he's even going further with it. He's got over 200 agility. And that's just scales so well with the Ethereal Blade, doing double agility and magic damage, and applying the debuff. Cinderin, Shackle actually misses, creeps nothing behind him there, and the Coff's actually going to not be able to initiate on that, unfortunately. But anyways, over 200 agility, so doing a 400 damage nuke, followed by action going on, blink, and just damage on Kebab, but he does get a blink out, but he's stuck right in the trees, nowhere to go, and just a bad spot for him. Blink. Oh, he wasn't able to, he had his blink off cooldown. If he had disjointed that auto attack, he actually might have had a chance. Sox blowing his ultimate. Song of the Siren is up. Cinder looking for a Ravage. No buyback from Kebab, but just action going on. Nice Chen ultimate. Lacoste going down quick. Windrun coming back up, though. Miracle coming in for Roast Strike, going in for the Epicenter. Just huge damage coming out from that. And along with the Sonic Wave, dropping everybody down. And Funzy. Did Funzy have a BKB? He had PKB up. That's why he survived so long, but other than that, he really couldn't do much more. And Sandking finishing off the Naga Siren, finish off this tower, and it might just be GG right here, because they can easily, push these rocks, they know, and after that, they're still not going to be able to do anything else. They don't have the end game, and it was a good game, good matchup, but CLG taking both games by force, and overall just doing extremely well. Pycat, gosh, man, this guy's CS is out of this world. I mean, I know there's some Asian farmers that can easily match him, but overall, it's very impressive to see 7 last hits in a 31-minute game while still maintaining extremely active team presence, and that's exactly what he can do. So overall, very well played by the entire CLG squad. Good play by mTw too, but just not enough to hold against this force. It's just the dominating pressure. Jumping over to Goldcraft, you can just see from the beginning, Dyer didn't have much chance as far as advantage for gold goes, and pretty much the same with experience. So overall, really well played. So it begins. I don't know what that means, but yeah, good game, and I can't wait. I really hope that these guys meet up again in the Inertia 2. Maybe mTw has a chance for a revenge, but overall, that's the end of their interaction in the defense, and that's going to be CLG moving into the winners bracket in that specifically. Alright, but anyways, yeah, so you can obviously see the scores here. Scoreboard going to come up in a second. Morphling picking up a Desolator. Mad armor pen coming out from him. No, he just picked that up. But anyways, yeah, very fast game, very fast-paced, and glad to see it. Was a little bit of a stomp, but overall, I think that CLG definitely earned it. So, overall, nicely done. And that's going to be win for CLG. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a Blaze casting presentation. I'm still a very new caster, so if you guys want to comment, leave me some feedback as far as how I'm doing. Just really need some constructive criticism to really focus and move in the right direction. Kind of cut out any problems I'm having with my casts. I know I hesitate a little bit. I'm not really a public speaker, but working on that and enjoying every minute of it. Fun casts, and thanks for watching. So.